YouTube and ant lovers. This is ACC. The channel will showcase the power and beauty of ants and how they feed, grow, and thrive. In today's video, I'll showcase my already booming ant collection, how I started off, and a bunch of other details into the ants and this channel. When I was younger, like most Australian kids, I collected a bunch of green-headed ants, or Rhidoponera metallica, their scientific name, and just shoved them in a cheap Kmart farm where they usually died due to difficulty of feeding and my lack of experience. But later, after I gave up for a couple years, I started watching a very famous and educational ant YouTuber called Ants Canada, and with the help that he gave me through his many great videos, I managed to catch and raise queens and colonies of my own. And now I am the proud owner of 16 plus ant queens and one full-blown colony, which I'll talk about in a second. Number 1. Black trail ants. When I first got this black trail ant colony, I was a little bit scared I would immediately kill them. But with time, I got used to looking after and caring for my ants. Eventually, I moved them into a bigger and more secure setup because they kept trying to escape their old one, and succeeding. Now they have dozens of workers. Number 2. Banded sugar ants. I got these banded sugar ants around the same time as the black trail ants from a local pet store. Yes, I was surprised as well that they sold ants. And I'm just going to say it now, these ants are amazing. They're a huge species of ant, the queen being around 16 to 18 millimeters, and the worker being around 12 millimeters in length. And not only that, but the species of ant is polymorphic, meaning there is nurse ants, very small workers, foragers, which is a normal size worker, and the almighty supermajors, that are very large compared to their worker counterparts, and are used for cutting and defending the nest with their powerful jaws. Number 3. Golden-tailed sugar ants. I caught these golden-tailed sugar ants out in my front yard with my sister and dad on a very hot day after about a week of rain. When we started looking, we almost immediately found a queen ant and 7 more to follow. Over the course of these past couple months, I have got to witness very rare experiences, and now these 8 ants mostly have 2 to 3 workers each, except one who I'm still waiting on to see if she's made it or not, which I suspect not. You can tell this if the ants hatch into male drone ants. Number 4. Pharaoh ants. These Pharaoh ants have a unique story coming into my ownership. One day on a camping trip, we were exploring around and suddenly we stumbled upon an almost drowned out Pharaoh ant colony, all stuck in the mud that was created after a lot of rain. This colony was home to 3 queens, which some species can have, and dozens of workers. And since they were doomed to drown, we decided to capture them and take home the colony of the smallest ants known to man. After the camping trip, we set them up in a naturalistic formicarium where they live happily to this day. Number 5. Giant sugar ant. There isn't much to say about this giant sugar ant, but that she is massive. Probably the biggest ant I own right now. I only caught her recently, so she's only amassed a small brood pile, and hopefully in a couple of months she'll get her first worker. Number 6. Pale-legged sugar ants. Like the Pharaoh ants, these pale-legged sugar ants had a unique way of coming into my ownership. One day, on the same camping trip that we caught the Pharaoh ants, we were breaking sticks and throwing them into the water to try and scare fishes towards our fish trap. And when we broke one, a queen ant popped out and quickly tried to run towards the forest. But luckily, me being me, I had test tubes back at camp, just in case. So while my dad was keeping the ant from running, I rode back to the camp and got my test tubes, and we collected it. And the next day, the same thing happened again. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and after this you have respect for the ants. And if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to watch the ants grow and thrive, and to support the ants as well. And I've always wanted to say this, #AntLoveForever.